Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ecole Gaming channel with me, your host, Bella Wright. And of course, welcome back to Under Night in-Birth Exe latest, Chronicle mode. We're going to go ahead and continue with Yuzuriha's story. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now they're playing the militaristic song. So I think he's about to betray her. I'm pretty sure. If you guys watched the last one, that's what's gonna happen. We get inside the giant warehouse. A lot of those square things, one of those container yards. There weren't many here, so it's just an open space right now. In this abnormal space of the night there, of course, there's no one around. So I'm not sure if I want to read all this yet. I'm not sure what you guys like. You guys are going to have to leave me some feedback to tell me what you prefer. Naturally, I just like to read it and then respond to it. But I guess I'll try to read it this time around. The lights were on. There was nothing abnormal about it from how it looked. Though, I did see a tint of red, probably from the abundant excess from this night.
誰かが来るようなこともないし、来ればすぐわかるしな。
Yeah, this is fishy.
広い、大層な場所だね。まるで仲間が大勢待ち構えてるところに連れてこられたみたい。
Right.
おいおい、よしてくれよ。そんなんじゃないってのは。
I suppose it would be too obvious in this case, so he's probably not gonna do that. Oh wow, she doesn't like him at all. The maiden side of her. It's all one thing. There's no separate sides.
Sate, 俺としてはもう少しゆっくりしたいんだが、あまりお時間を取らせるのも申し訳ないしな。早速だがお話の方をお願いしよう。
そうだね。改まるとなんだかあれだけど。まずはインバースのこととか虚無のこと、こっちから大体のことを話す。質問はその後。
Cool. So I get a little crash course in the video game lore as well. So let's go ahead and listen.
ああ、頼む。
And since they're talking, I won't bother to read their text because they're, they're speaking Japanese, but they're actually it's voice. So I think it'd be redundant to read over a voice line, even from another language. Oh, it looks like we won't get a tutorial of it. Just as well. Vessels, rebirths, and voids. So for me right now, it seems more natural to just kind of read it and kind of just like brush up on some things of interest than it is to read over the whole thing. It seems more natural to just read it and then respond to it for me right now. So I'm just going to continue to do that.
なるほどね。イグジスってのはそういうもんなのか。さっきの男ども。本当に基礎しか知らなかったってことだな。
Okay, he's referring to the people he knocked out before.
能力者個人ってレベルの話だと大体そんな感じ。面倒なのはそこから先。うつろの夜とその歴史、そして最近のインバースの事情だね。逆にここを説明したら私から言うことはあらかた終わり。
ああ、続けて頼む。
虚無やインバースの大体のイメージは今言った通りで、それが最近急に増えてる。 それはここら辺がもともと夜との接点、異界への門みたいなのが開きやすい土地だからってことらしいの。急にファンタジーな話になるけどさ。
Okay, let's see how it gets more fantastical.
簡単に言うと門は権限の流れ、出入り口、風水とか流脈っての？詳しくないから知らないけど、まあそういうあっちとつながった出入り口っぽいものよ。
And I don't know too much about ley lines, but the little bit I do know, it does come from Taoism. And it is like a point of, kind of like a point of power on the map. So I guess that is, I'm pretty ignorant on those. I just know a little bit about them. You see them in stuff like Outlaw Star, the galactic ley line, for instance. But on Earth, we apparently have ley lines, at least according to the Taoists, which are like, in a lot of fiction, they're kind of referred to as like points of magical power. But in the Taoists, they're kind of like just points of, kind of like, points of reverence, and also points of, we're kind of like a supernatural powers, like, centralized. So I suppose it's going to be the same in this game as well, how they refer to ley lines, but it's only associated with EXS, which is their version of a spiritual type of energy. EXS and everything that's associated with EXS.
抽象的で概念的で分かりにくいな。
I mean, so far it's fairly simple actually.
んで、いわゆるうつろの夜っていうのは、その出入り口、権限の濃い付近一帯の空間のこと。私たちの世界で出口が開いてるその付近のことなんだけど。
So that's the only thing that's different. The only thing that I don't quite understand is the Hollow Knight, does it come from another world? Is it otherworldly? Is it another dimension? Is that where this stuff is coming from? Or is it just stuff that exists in our world, and certain areas are just more dense with this type of energy? But from what she's saying, it actually comes from like a different sort of dimension, a different space. And this area is an entrance or exit, depending on how you want to look at it, to this EXS. It's an opening at the very least. And she mentions to our world, which makes me assume that it is coming from a different world, different sekai.
その出入り口の大元、虚無がいて、権限が流れ込んでくる先。イメージで言ってるけど、異世界、異空間ってやつ。それ自体もうつろの夜って呼ばれてる。
She legitimately just says it's like an alternate space. But I think she's saying about this space in general. I don't think she's talking about another dimension, like something that she steps into to go somewhere else. I think she just means this pocket of our world has become altered, and it has become an alternate dimension. So where they're standing right now is likely an alternate dimension. They're standing in an alternate dimension, and that's what the Hollow Knight is. It's like EXS overflows around you, and it creates a sort of, I don't know if you call it a pocket dimension. It creates alternate space pretty much, so that these fantastical fights happen and people alter themselves and have all these extra abilities on this night. That's what happens whenever this groundswell of EXS happens. That at least seems to be like what she's explaining, and from what I've seen previously in the story, I think that's how it works. But let's go ahead and see what else she has to say.
異世界であるうつろの夜と異世界とこの世界が重なり合った現象であるうつろの夜、この2つが同じ名前で呼ばれてるから分かりにくいんだよね。
Okay. Now she just made it more confusing, because there's no reason for these to be the same term. So the Hollow Knight is actually another world. The Hollow Knight is another dimension. I don't know why the Hollow Knight is another dimension. It could have just been called Hollow World. That would have just taken care of everything. But that is one and the same with the Hollow Knight, which is a phenomenon created from the overlap of Earth and the Hollow Knight. See why that's so confused? That is crazy that they named the world Hollow Knight. I'm gonna call it Hollow World. So anyway, the Hollow Knight is created from a specific overlap between Earth and Hollow World. And that creates these pockets of EXS, which is in high flow, high profusion, and that creates that awakens powers within, I guess, humans, and creates these specialized moments where I guess maybe time stands still a bit, and they're able to fight in kind of a pocket dimension sort of thing. So correct me if I'm wrong, let me know if I'm wrong on this, but that's what I'm getting from the story so far.
まあ、うつろの夜と言ったら基本的にこっちのことだって考えていい。異世界の方は誰も行けないし、あるのかわからない。便宜上のイメージの話ね。
There's a whole other world. This story is weird. I mean, it makes sense that there's a whole other world, but it's just weird to me that they call that Hollow Knight. And the backwards quotation marks are getting to me too. So I'm sorry, I'm just wrapping my head around the story. So no one knows it exists. She thinks another world exists. I guess that's a theory in the world of EXS and Hollow Knights. I don't know if only she believes in that, or if that's a theory in the wide world of the Hollow Knight. But they don't specifically know that the other side, the other world, Hollow World, exists. So, and okay, what I was trying to wrap my head around was the fact that Hollow Knight only refers to their side of things. That's a little weird, because it's an overlap. The Hollow Knight is an overlap, but I guess they wouldn't be able to see it from the other side, from the other world, so that's why they only refer to it from their world. Okay, I get it. I just wrapped my head around it. Just had to take that time to do that.
なるほど。それはつまり、うつろの夜は我々側の世界にできた外国の領事館みたいなものか。こっちの世界にありながらも異世界のルールが適用される。
How does it follow the rules of the other world? I get his analogy. His analogy makes sense to me. But how does it follow? You would think it would follow the rules of both worlds. And maybe that's what she's gonna explain to him.
まあそうだね。だいたい合ってる。あんた顔に似合わず意外に難しい例え使うのね。
She stereotyped him. Yeah, a lot of people know what the word consulate means.
無知では話しかけることさえ叶わぬ女もいるからな。知識勉学ってのは目的じゃなく手段だ。
Fair enough. He has his priorities.
ああ、はいはい。そのまま博士とかノーベル賞とか目指してね。
はい。
それでなのよ。私が言いたかったのは、閉鎖空間うつろの夜はこっちに出張してきた異世界うつろの夜ってこと。領事館の例えは間違ってはいないの。
Okay. It isn't wrong, but it's probably not on the money yet.
ああ。
人間界にうつろの夜ができると、そこを通じて異世界に住む魔物虚無が餌を求めてやってくる。
The voice that come through that, the voice that live here come through that to look for food.
虚無は人間の権限を求める。それは人間の命そのものと言える。権限って要はその場に存在する力なんだ。
Okay, EXS is existence. The power to exist. They made it seem like life force before. I do like this explanation of power to exist. So if you run out of it, I imagine you just don't exist anymore. So it's is it a power created from mental capabilities? Is it willpower? The will to power, the will to exist? It always seemed like psychic power before, but this does change it in quite some ways.
その虚無に噛まれると権限の力に目覚める人が出てくる。これは何でだかわかる？
Okay, and so this confirms what I was thinking about last episode. And forgive me if in the previous episode, before even last episode, that they confirmed this already. But this seems like new information. It is to me at least. But this does confirm what I was talking about in the very last episode. This is how EXS is awakened. Kind of my analogy before was similar to vampires, the way vampires infect humans with vampirism. Also with how certain things like Hunter x Hunter, for instance, or Hunter x Hunter, I'm sorry. In that if you have certain proficiencies in talent and durability, if you're stricken with a nin ability, nin being the spiritual energy in that show, your own nin awakens. So it's similar to both of those concepts, the concept of EXS here, which is cool. I do like that.
ショックで何かが目覚める。呼び起こされるのか。
A form of shock. So this is how it was done in Hunter x Hunter, or Hunter x Hunter. I'm gonna butcher Hunter x Hunter every time I say it. So apologies in advance, and apologies for previous times I said Hunter x Hunter.
似てるけどそうじゃない。まあ本当の正解なんてわからないんだけどさ。
It seems more like an infection. It actually does exactly seem like more of a combination of that Hunter x Hunter concept and vampirism.
人の肉体、その中には人をなすための権限が詰まってる。それが噛まれ食われることで減少する。そうするとそこに別の何かが流れ込んでくるんだ。
Oh wow, so this is different. So it's not EXS and whatever they get affected with is completely different. Huh. So EXS exists within possibly every human, but when they are bitten, it gets replaced by some other spiritual type of energy, and they can also use that to do things supernaturally, I guess.
一番らしいのは虚無の持ってる汚れたイグジスが入り込むって説。そうなるとその肉体は人ではない別の何かに変わっちゃう。それが私たち。
Okay, I see. So EXS and in-births. In-births use a different sort of EXS from normal humans. They use what's called stained EXS, but for some reason that allows them to do crazy supernatural things. I want to see how she further differentiates the two types of EXS.
ただ噛まれた衝撃や食われた量、ダメージで目が覚めず昏睡状態になったり、それこそ権限を食い尽くされてお星様とか、その人の素質や権限の状態によっては力に目覚めないことだってある。
噂で聞いた食われて死ぬというのも嘘じゃないってことか。
そう、火のないところになんとやらよ。私のこれも昔話で聞いてたことだから正しいかわかんないよ。
You can image it with this image, right? Imagine? You can imagine it with this image? Not sure what was meant in that first sentence. So it's all theory at this point.
で、この話もようやく最後の方になるんだけど、あんたたちみたいな能力者が周囲の権限をたくさん消費するでしょ
Talk. Wielders, like, you consume a whole bunch of the EXS in the area, so they're siphoning the energy from around them and repurposing it for their own ends. Looks like so. Wielders absorb a lot of EXS and reuse it apparently. So does that mean that as long as there's EXS in the environment, they'll be able to fight? They'll be able to fight endlessly as long as there's EXS around. Is the whole contest between EXS users who gets to use the most EXS in a fight? Is that a big part of EXS or a wielder battle, I should say? who gets to consume the most EXS, who can consume it the fastest to win the battle.
そうするとこっちの権限が薄れて不安定になって、そこに夜からの権限が大量に流れ込む。これはつまりあっちとつながりやすくなるってこと。
So when wielders consume EXS, it gets unstable on this side of the Hollow Knight, and large quantities of the EXS from the Knight starts flowing in, which basically makes it easy to connect with the other side. Okay, so I get what this is saying. The more a fight wages on between two wielders, the more they let in the Hollow World, which is probably not the best thing to do.
インバースが増え、暴れるとイグジスが減る。イグジスが減ると、つながりやすくなった夜が増える。夜が増えると虚無が増え、インバースが増える。
Oh, he just broke it down even more. Good stuff, Ogre. So yeah, he just said it right there. I really don't have to say anything else to that. This makes it make more sense. So knights appear more frequently. EXS is kind of a defense in a way, a defense against the Hollow Knight and against Hollow World. And EXS is a human concept. It is existence. It is something that maybe normal humans can use to resist the Hollow Knight. And as the Hollow World continues to encroach upon Earth in these Hollow Knights, it creates more in-births. Also more voids, which seem to be creatures from the Hollow World. So voids infect humans with some type of staining, which in turn turns their EXS into stained EXS, which morphs them into in-births, which I suppose are kind of hybrid void humans. So I actually get the story now. I get where all this is coming from. Watch it introduce much more complicated rules to this.
そういうこと。面倒なループでしょ。多分今がその状態なの。この力を使ってここで好き勝手しちゃダメって私が頑張ってる理由、なんとなく分かってくれた？
Okay, and she's kind of like a police of EXS use.
なるほど。すべてが理解できた。虚無、イグジス、インバース、そしてうつろの夜。
Seriously.
漠然と聞き知っていたことがお嬢さんのおかげで全てつながった。
I honestly feel like him right now. I feel like she just laid bare all the secrets to this confusing ass plot. We haven't even gotten into the human element of it. This was just the setup for everything else, and she just neatly tied it all together. The writers made this needlessly complicated, honestly. With the terms they use, it's kind of crazy, but I like it. I honestly like all the different elements of how things work in this universe. It's actually really cool. The only thing that's unforgivable to me is naming the other world Hollow Knight. That just seems to be ridiculous. So to me, it's Hollow World at this point. But yeah, Yuzuriha, she's very knowledgeable. So I'm gonna actually start using her more in the game because of that. I'm gonna use her more. I like her gameplay, but I'm actually gonna start manning her a little bit more. So thank you, Yuzuriha. I do appreciate that. Yeah, me too. I am both excited to know what I know, to go forward in the story, but also still a little bit kind of punch drunk on all this information.
そう、めんどくさい話なんだよ、これって。
Very much so.
要するに見せびらかしたり戦うとろくなことにならないから、安易に使ってると大変なことになるってこと。
Pretty much. I mean, each time you use it, you pretty much damning the planet a little bit more. Cause yeah, voids are no joke, honestly.
私たち能力者はもういいにしてもだ。これから虚無の被害に遭うのは普通の一般人なんだ。そんなのが増えるのはいい気がしないからね。はて、そんな難しい話したっけ私。
Not so. It was very easy to understand. Even somebody like me understood it. And I don't easily understand anything, especially video game anime-esque plots. Anime-esque video game plots. It takes me quite some time.
なあ、最後に一つ質問いいか？
ん？まだなんかあんの
？I'm actually getting the feeling that there is something he wants with this. I think he may have a stake in the Hollow Knight.
お嬢さんはそれほどの知識と力を持ちながらなぜ傍観する？
Oh, now he's serious. Here we go.
はい？
Oh, does he have a theme song too? Alright, he's about to show his ass now. I get that feeling.
いや、傍観というと言い過ぎなんだが、適した言葉が見つからないな。
Yeah, he must be heavily affected by this somehow.
そこまでの力と知識を持ってた。やってることが個別対処ってのはいささか効率が悪いと思ってな。
Good catch on his part.
話ぶりからして最近まで秘匿されてきたことなんだろう、この夜というのは。だが今ではこんなにも噂が広まり、到底一人で裁ききれるような状態ではないと見る。
So he likely wants her to expand her operation.
そりゃその通りだけど。
あなたがそこまで話してくれたなら俺も本当のことを言おう。まあこれはそこまでもったいつける話でもないんだが。
何？こいつやっぱ何か企んでたっての？今までのは演技？
Yeah, a little bit of it was just an act. He's definitely got some stake in this, like I said.
今日俺たち3人がこの夜に来たのは最近噂になってるインバースの集まり、新興勢力ってのを見物に来た。そこにいるゾハルって女が面白そうだって言ったからだがな。
In the many organizations of this game.
何？あんたも新興勢力を作ろうって腹だったの
？3 people?
平たく言えばな、イグジスを乱用し暴れる側。お嬢さんに迷惑そうだったから言い出しにくかったんだが、俺も最初は集団を作るなんてガキみてえなことって思ったが、確かにこの能力は面白い。しかし未知の力だ。不安があるから群れる気持ちも今ならわかる。
I think honestly that's a fantastic plan. With all these other groups gathering power, is if you got other like-minded individuals and you all got the powers, I would 100% go for it as well. I'm on his side with this.
そんな連中が騒ぎを起こすたびにあなたが出て沈める。それじゃあ何の解決にもならない。相手は数も多い。いつかは対処できなくなる。
I'm guessing he's gonna use his club to help her out, perhaps. And she's typically a part of a clan. I do remember that part.
組織を作り暴れるっていうのじゃなく、組織で動いて周囲を抑えればいいんじゃないか。あなたのように能力も知識も美貌もお持ちならなおさらのことだ。
Okay, he's landed on a little bit thick. Just calm your pants, Ogre. Calm your pants. Exactly. He's calling her out on some stuff though. I think his points are actually pretty valid. I guess to her he's a busybody, which I agree also. He is a bit of a busybody. She's just trying to be chill and just keep things at a level is what she's trying to do. He's trying to fix it, which is, you know, that usually leads to disaster if you can't just let things be in some cases. But it sounds like you want to take his approach in this situation to her approach, because her approach, according to him, is just incrementalism, and that's not going to help things out. Honestly, we can look at our current political climate to see that, but I digress. I'm not going to talk about politics. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing between their two ideologies at the moment. He believes she's just doing things incrementally. She thinks he's troublesome because he's gonna change the status quo. He's gonna, you know, cost so much effort. His efforts, if they do start doing what he wants to do, these things are gonna attract attention, unnecessary attention as well. The way she's doing things, she can do things under the radar, incrementally, without too much trouble, and live a pretty peaceful life doing it while keeping things as stable as she can. But honestly, it won't be good enough as things are escalating at this point. So you do want a more drastic way of handling things. So that's my interpretation of how this is playing out. Let's see if that's actually the truth. Okay, so the problem is a little bit different than what I was saying. She does find that making these organizations and groups they are pretty popular. It is a thing that people keep doing, and she tends to crush these groups, but they make her out to be evil, make her out to be bad. She doesn't like it. Honestly, yeah, he would still be using EXS, which is, again, upsetting that balance. They likely be using their powers to help enforce these kind of EXS standards, I guess, to keep things under control. But still, they'd be using their powers using EXS. So it's like, what do you call that? When something's evil, but the necessary evil, he's trying to use the necessary evil to accomplish his aims, but she's not with that. I figured he was gonna be a little bit obstinate.
それがあなたの知識の源、そして考えの根拠か。
それって私の遠い祖先の村でさ、ご先祖様は命からがらそこから逃げてきたんだよね。だからこの力で喧嘩するなって教えなの。
That makes sense.
先祖か。壮大な話だな。俺たちのような一朝一夕の話ではないわけだ。
そう。だからね、私の言えることは静かに暮らしてなさい。それだけ。力が消えるまで一般人になりすますの。こんな力はなかった。いいね。
Fair enough, I guess. I am still on his side at the moment about this because honestly, I think the best place to be is somewhere right in the middle of the two of them, because I think she does have a point in that EXS is too dangerous to be using freely and in open conflict like that. So I think that is going to lead to disaster. But at the same time, her style of incrementalism is not going to make things change for the positive. It's only going to, if anything, keep the status quo, which I think it'll fail to do that anyway, because things seem to be accelerating at the current moment. So I think I'm honestly more so on his side, but I think somewhere in the middle would be the way to go here. Like starting a group up with fairly modest aims, something that doesn't get too violent, something that doesn't at least rely on EXS powers, but something that does more than she's doing alone, something that does more cases than she can do. So take her efforts with multiplying times 4. It's probably the best you can get without causing too much damage.
それじゃ何かお嬢さんはこの与えられた力、得た力を使わず安穏な暮らしをしていろとそういうのか
I don't think he's gonna have it.
そりゃそうよ。こんな力危ないだけでしょうが。猟銃をゲットしたからってわざわざ猛獣渦巻くサバンナに出向くことないでしょ。野生の掟で食べられちゃうわよ。パクって。
Paguta. So I'm guessing that means chomp. What she's saying makes sense, but it's not exactly applicable in this case, I don't think. In her example, having a gun is different from having EXS powers, because I think automatically having EXS powers automatically puts you on the radar of other EXS users, voids as well, voids and other wielders. So it's a little bit different from having a gun, because in real life, just because you have a gun doesn't mean other people with guns are gonna seek you out and try to kill you. But I believe it is the case if you have EXS abilities, if you are a void or a in-birth or a wielder. I think wielders are in-births. I don't know why I'm separating them. But if you are any one of these things, then you have a bit of a target painted on you, more so than a regular human, I believe. So it's a little bit different. The analogies aren't one-to-one.
自分のことを棚にあげちゃいるけど、そういう暴れる連中がいなければ、私だって夜に赴いて暴れたりしないわけだし。
そうか。それも一つの道だ。俺はあなたの行動を否定しない。
He's not gonna criticize her actions, but you know what? He's not gonna agree with them either.
異論がある口ぶりだね。
Yep. Clearly.
ああ、道は複数ある。ならば俺は俺の考えで動こうと思う。力と秩序でここの無法者たちと渡り合い、まとめ束ねてみたいってな。
I respect it. He's honest. He's upfront. This is gonna bring these two into conflict, but hey, he sees things differently. Gotta respect it.
なんでわざわざそんなこと面倒ごとに首突っ込まなくてもさ。
あなたと大差ないんじゃないか。強制はされてない。やめてもいいことなんだろ。
Good point.
それを言われると。
Exactly. He got her there. Ogre's kind of cool. I'm digging Ogre.
何より強大な力で組織を束ねる。なんだか女の子にモテそうじゃないか。海外には女の子だらけの巨大な組織があるって噂も聞いたぜ。どうだ
So is he talking about Leak Crease? Does he know about Leak Crease? Does he really know? I thought it was more esoteric than anything, but it seems like he really knows about it.
真の目的はそれか。
Hold on, he is being serious. How does she take that out of context?
ま、この辺は冗談半分での話だがね。
Oh, okay, he was joking. I didn't get the joke, apparently.
武力と談話による説得、交渉。お嬢さんがしてることと変わらないと思うぜ。
I guess so. I don't exactly know what she's doing.
今起きてる異常事態ってのは誰かが何かを企んでるのかもってあなたは言ってたじゃないか。それならそれがはっきりするまでの間でもいいしな。
Could be the effect of someone plotting something. Just wait until that becomes clear. You can't wait too long though. Gotta do some investigating.
そうなるか。
Oh, she's still stuck at that. I mean, that's exactly what he's proposing as well. That's why they wouldn't be so different from her. The only difference is her people have been sanctioned to do this for a very long time, so they're pretty good at it. They're the difference between, if you've ever watched The Dark Knight, they're the difference between Batman and the copycat Batman with the hockey pads on. He's just far better trained to be a vigilante, whereas they are not. They would likely end up dying, and the fact that they use guns, they aren't skilled enough to not use guns to accomplish their aims, makes them, they cause more chaos and destruction than does, because he's better trained to do it. It's the exact same situation here, as far as I'm concerned. You know, lady, he just told you about yourself. Nothing beyond that.
能力を持つ者同士が戦うなんて、かつて滅んだ村がしていたことと変わらないんだよ。
Well, that too. That's valid too. That's what I'm saying. Halfway between these two extremes, and these two aren't even extreme. These two have these two are coming at this from a very balanced perspective on their own. It's just two different balances, two different approaches. So I think between them is a good solution.
ああ、もちろん死ぬとかは嫌だけどな。その辺引き際はわきまえてるだろう。数に対抗し数から身を守るにはやっぱ数だ。だからみんなが群れをなす。そういう理由で新興勢力が増えていると推測できる。だろ？
True. Well, you haven't been really keeping up, have you? Because there's a lot of groups. A lot of groups.
俺も自分の力、この使い方を今日で理解した。確信はないが渡り合えるはずだ。
So he's a fist fighter. Is this isn't Enkidu, is it? What if this guy is actually Enkidu? His colors are the same as Enkidu's. His hair color is as well. So does this guy change into Enkidu ogre? Is he related to Enkidu? I'm super curious. Because Enkidu uses just basic ass martial arts.
あとはパワーの不安定さを克服できればな。ま、この辺はもう何度かやってりゃ慣れてくるだろうよ。
Now I'm curious.
あんたも物好きだね。
I actually am curious, Yuzuriha. Because he's too similar to Enkidu now that I'm looking at him. And his power is strong, is strength, strong fists.
よく言われるよ。
まあ、私の仕事も楽じゃないし、誰か他の人がいてくれると楽だろうなってのは私も思ってた。正義を語る自警団みたいな組織ができるのも期待してた。
Really? But this goes against what you even do. Seems like she wouldn't want vigilantes around. But I guess as long as they're not using EXS, she'd be okay with it. But these guys are using EXS, so... Oh, okay. She's clearing that up.
俺は別に正義の組織を作ろうとは考えてないぜ。そんなのはもっとお上品な連中にさせておけばいい。危ない時にコントロールしやすいのが組織のメリットってことだ。
So it sounds like she's actually warmed up to the idea of them doing their own thing. Sounds like she won't so much as get in their way. At least that's in her mind. It sounds like that's what she's about to make that decision.
結果的に揉め事を減らしてくれるってんなら文句はないよ。けど人集めてろくでもないこと考えるならやめてちょうだい。この力を悪用しようとかそれろくなことになんないから。
Yeah, she's already warmed up to it. She hasn't come down against it. She's actually sounds like she's even encouraging it.
お嬢さんとことを構えるのも得策でないのは分かっている。しかしこうして力を得たのも運命。自由にしてみたいじゃないか。
I'm thinking Ogre becomes Enkidu. What? Why even mention evil intent? I guess ambition is a little bit evil when you think about it. It can lead to evil anyway. Huh. Yeah, I can see that. He has a will of his own, a very strong will. So, and he has ideas, grandiose ideas, so he could be a problem in the future. So, probably is a good idea to keep your eyes on him.
この男、能力者としてはまだ全然強くない。今試合ば9割方私が勝つ。今ならね。
That means he's fairly capable though, if he has a 90% chance of beating her.
自由にするかなら私がここであんたを倒すのも自由だ。あんたの胸にあるベセルを切らせてもらう。そうすればしばらくはそんなこと企む気にもならないだろうし。
Ah, okay. He did say freely. That was kind of a stupid thing for him to say. The vessel within his chest. I wonder, is that a in-birth thing? He's gonna say something stupid. I can sense it.
おお、怖いな。それで俺を切るか?
Oh, okay. That wasn't actually stupid.
ああ、切る。切って。え？あれれ？
Hold on, did he steal her sword?
あやめちゃん、置いて。
Oh no. You did not, lady. You did not do that. Goodness. Yeah. She done goofed. Yuzuriha done goofed.
それじゃあ、そうだな、仕方ない。やろうか。お見せしよう、我が力。ゲート・オブ・ハデス。
God of Hades. Gate of Hades. Black colored gas like entity. Oh, he's a Super Saiyan. Whoa, without your sword, possibly. Exactly. Looks like he just gave her a little scare for the most part.
何？電池切れ？なわけないか。
冗談だよ、冗談。お嬢さんの笑顔の下に本気が垣間見えたのでついね。
He's a cool dude. I'm digging Ogre. Yuzuriha too. I wish he was playable, honestly.
先陣を立てる意味でも無用な恨みを買う意味でも戦いたくない。歴戦の勇者相手に今の俺が勝てるはずないしな。
Yeah. Even he recognizes that she is. See, hold on. I just noticed the way they spelled seasoned. No way is that the way it's spelled. Seasoned. Like yourself. I don't know why, but the misspelled stuff in this game cracks me up. I remember the last time I was cracking up when it was like it said like the that. Like, I gotta see who translated this. Nice video game reference there.
本気で戦おうとここで敗北し潰されるのは無念だしな。まだ不確定要素が多すぎる。知らないことが多すぎるからな。あなたと戦うのはもっともっと後でいい。
First off, I'm actually learning to let them finish talking. That's one thing, because they always continue talking even when I think they're done. But secondly, I think he's more savvy than he's letting on. I think he can clearly see that he can beat her at this moment because she's ill prepared. I think that's why he even made that jab about her sword. So I think he definitely is like more savvy than he's letting on right here. And I hope she picks up on that too, but he clearly knows he has the advantage, at least as far as I can tell. He's just kind of blowing smoke up her ass because he's been doing that this whole time, basically. See, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking exactly what she's saying here. This guy's trouble. This guy is savvy, he's smart, he's capable, and he's ambitious too. So he, depending on his own willpower and sense of morality and ambition, that'll judge if he's a force for good or a force for bad. That'll judge how things, his effect on events to come from here on out. But he's gonna have some sort of effect. That I can tell. He's dangerous for sure. Yeah, you already lost, lady. You lost like halfway through this argument.
あんたみたいに新勢力作ろうって話は本当多いんだよ最近。その現場に立ち会ったのは初めてだけどさ。勘弁してよ本当。仕事増やさないでほしいんですけど。
Well, looks like you might have some backup.
この力で興味本位で争ってたって、私の一族みたいに滅びるだけ。私の聞いたその結末、そうなるのだけは止めないといけない。なくすことはできなくても、減らすことはできるはず。
It's what she's been doing this whole time. She can easily continue to do so.
ああ、俺もお嬢さんも平穏を望む者同士なんだぜ。争いすべてをゼロにはできない。減らすことは可能でもな。
Honestly, their aims are the same. It's about their methods. So that's what they have to figure out going forward, is how they're going to handle things. In which way they're going to handle things, basically.
負けを認めた側には何も言う資格はないっての。立派なこと言った分、実行してもらおうじゃないの。
And she's referring to herself when she says the loser.
分かってるっての。これよりの行動とその結果で示そう。
Okay. I'm wondering how this is gonna go.
けど、これから先、何か悪さをしてるならその時は別の話だ。あんたを切り伏せる大義名分ができるわけだからね。
Fair enough. And this is a good time to warn him as well. Not to step out of line.
もちろんだ。んじゃ、今夜は帰らせてもらうとしようか。もう出会いたくないような、何度でも出会いたいような、こんな複雑な別れは経験したことがないよ、俺は。
It's fair enough. I understand what he means too.
私はあんたみたいなのは初めて見た。面白いと思う。だから私の獲物にならないことを祈るわ。お仲間さんとできるだけ静かに暮らすことだね。
As long as whatever situation he's in doesn't get too out of hand, he should be good.
ああ、
つうことで、あんたオーガ君って言ったっけ？こっちも最後にさ、作ろうって組織の名前教えといてくれない？悪い噂が聞こえてきたら潰しに行くよ今度。
I wonder if he even has a name for his group. This game has been surprisingly realistic in some ways, so that makes me think he won't have a name just yet because it's just on the spot. But he could have something to cool up his sleeve. Let's see.
おいおい、シャレにならないっての。晩期会。それが今の俺たちの組織の名。幾千、幾万の鬼。それを従える者。そう名乗ろうってな。
That's gotta be a joke. That's gotta be a joke.
はいはいった。覚えとくよ。
The Demon Society? No way.
私の性格上忘れそうだけどね。
Huh. Is that really it?
覚えていられるなら覚えておいてくれ。一応言っておくが、あなたも仲間にならないか。美人が増えると俺が喜ぶ。
Bijin. I only know that from Kikaider 01. There's a robot named Bgender, and Bijin means beauty. That surprised me. I didn't think that was the actual name of his group, Demon Society. She's of course gonna decline, but it's interesting alliance.
なりません。
Clearly.
だよね。分かりきったこと聞いてすまんな。どうしてもいい女には声をかけないと気が済まないたちでさ。
だろうと思ってるから気にしないで結構。まあ、私をいい女って評価した点だけはあんたの目を褒めようかね。
For evaluating me? Evaluating? Alright, that one. See, I try not to laugh at that. I was gonna say that one I didn't even laugh at because it's pretty bad. But it's so weird. Thank you for evaluating me as a pretty lady.
そうはっきり言うなよね。へこむからさ。それじゃな、世話になったな、お嬢さん。
She's just messing with him.
もうオアが遅いっての。終わったの？なんかマジギレの喧嘩しだした時はどうなるのか心配だったけど。
悪い悪い。ちょっと大先輩にこいつを見ていただいてな。今度何かご馳走するから許せって。
I wonder did that influence her decision in any way. I think she already made up her mind before he flexed on her, but I think that might have put her at ease that he could do what he said he was gonna do. That he had the power to do what he said he was gonna do.
気前いいこと言ったな。さすが帰国の。その言葉を後悔させるくらい食べて破産まで追い込んでやるからね。
That's not nice.
ゾハル、そんなに食べるとまた太るよ。
She'll be fat again.
はいはい。レディーたちの仰せのままに。
結構話し込んでたから暇させちゃってごめんね。ついでにオーガのお財布が空になったら。あいつはどうでもいいや。さて、私も帰るか。こんなところに長居して夜が明けたら誰かに見つかりそうだし。
This one's nice and long. I actually did want a longer story after the last one ended after only like 20 something minutes. This one was really good. I actually quite enjoyed this one. It answered a lot, but it's not over yet, so let's go ahead and keep on. Okay, so it is like a pocket dimension where regular people just aren't allowed. Oh, I love this song. Reminds me of Sega so much.
Ah, なんだか今日はすっごく疲れた。あいつ、なんていうか珍しいタイプなんだよね。大体はイノシシ型っていうか、能力者って暴れて終わりなもんだけど、余計なやぶつつくタイプだよね、あれは。
It's the same thing. Very true. She's doing it because it's a cultural duty, like it's a familial duty. And so in that way, I think his way has more morality to it. Because he isn't just doing it out of a familial obligation. He's doing it because he truly believes it. That's not to say she's not doing it because she believes it, but for him to just of his own volition do what he's doing is a little bit different from hers, and it shows that he has more conviction to do what he has to do. So she'll have to figure out on her own if she has that sort of conviction as well, if it's more than just a familial duty, and if it's something that she truly wants to do on her own. Yep. Half-hearted.
いつかはこの迷いも晴れる時が来るんだろうかね。
I wonder why she didn't bring her sword. I actually forgot. I think she gave a reason in the very first chapter, but I completely forgot it. She might have said something like it was too big, but I can't remember.
このほうきじゃとりあえず無理だね。帰ってから考えよう。
Plus, I was half asleep when I did chapter 1. I think he's Ogre. I mean, I think Ogre is in Kidu. So he's that strong, huh?
あんな凄まじい権限を持ったのが新参なんだからね。この先あれを倒す者が現れるなんて考えたくもない。そんなのもう私の手に負えないってのよね。
I think she's still a power player. Like, Ogre is really, really strong, but I think she's still a power player. She's not even older. I can't stand this Japanese trope of people when they're... I'm pretty sure she's in her early 20s, maybe at the oldest mid 20s, and she just says she just sounds like an old jaded person.
先のわからない不安。まるで明かりのない長い長い夜。昔の人はよく言ったもんだね。ほんと。
The doubt over tomorrow. It feels like a long, long, lightless path. People from the past sure got it right. But I still have to walk forward. There's no use thinking about it. This can only be solved through action. There's the teachings of our shrine after all. That's the teachings of our shrine after all.
ま、なんとかなるでしょ。ああ、考えるのおしまい。頭使うの疲れた。
That's how I felt a while ago. I used to overthink everything.
頭に糖分いかないと考えられないってのよもう。そうと決まったら帰ってご飯、それと食後のデザート。
Nice.
ああ、いけない。おせんべい買って帰るんだった。
Uh-oh.
お姉ちゃんに怒られる。
Whoops. I think everything is closed now. she done goofed. I'm kind of sad she didn't get any artwork like Orie did. But what I am thinking, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Ogre is actually a different character. I'm thinking Ogre is actually, or no, he has, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought he had, no, this is what I think Ogre is. Ogre has silver hair. I think Ogre is in Kidu. I can't confirm that for sure, but I think that to be the case. I'm actually gonna look that up right quick, just to see if I am correct. Maybe I should just wait for the story mode. But I am so sure that Ogre is in Kidu. Okay, Ogre is not in Kidu, nor does he have any connection to Enkidu. Alright, just confirming that. Okay. Anyways, just gonna close it out here, guys. So I appreciate you guys for joining me for this episode. Hope you guys learned quite a lot about EXS, as well as about Yuzuriha, the Hollow Knight, and the Hollow World, as I coined it. Hope you guys really enjoyed this. So appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you guys take care of yourself and your loved ones during this tough time. And until next time, guys, peace.